Zoran, I often hear of sales falling through as buyers do their due diligence. What are some of the problems that occur during this stage, and how can sellers avoid them?
That's correct. 1 in 2 due diligence doesn't go through, and the sale falls through during that process. The 2 key components of due diligence are transparency and the momentum. Don't withhold any information. Be very transparent about everything and keep the momentum going, which means supply the information very quickly and answer the questions asked very quickly. Faster the process is going, it helps buyer keeps an eye on the business and on the process rather than listening the influences from outside, which increase the likelihood of a successful due diligence. The other thing is disclose all the issues early. $1,000 problem at the beginning of the introduction of the buyer to the business becomes a $10,000 problem on the due diligence or even kills the sale. Another thing is if the buyers discover the issue rather than you disclosing that issue, it shatters your credibility. And credibility is one of the biggest assets you got during the business sale. So to protect your credibility, just be open and honest, and the due diligence process is going to be smooth sailing.
Is it rare for an owner to be able to just walk out as soon as they get the check? How should the handover be managed?
That's excellent questions. You have seen in many ads, people say, look, business for sale, they put the price and they say walk in, walk out. And it's just about the worst thing that you can do for business sale. Pretty much what you're saying to the business owner, look, I'm here to sell you this business. The moment you get in, I'll just run as far as I can because I don't want to be part of this. What you need to do is to structure the handover process, and we do this in 4 stages. The handover process starts after the buyer actually buys the business. And the first stage is observation stage. The buyer gets into your business, gets to meet the people that work for you, meets your team, meets the customers, suppliers, and doesn't really do much, but just get a handle of how the business operates. Second stage is training, which is the old owner still runs the business, at the same time trains the new owner. The third stage is supervision, which is the new owner now starts running a business, but the old owner supervises and helps through the process. And the fourth stage is consultancy. You should offer to stay on some sort of consultancy basis, either regular, weekly, or monthly visits, or as needed, phone consultations or even meetings. And this needs to be constructed and presented to buyer in early stages of selling of the business, because it will increase the buyer's confidence in running the business after you depart and increase their confidence in sustainability of the profits, which will help you achieve the better price. How long this process is depends on the complexity and the size of the business.
Zoran, can you give us some examples of how you've been able to achieve results for sellers above their expectations and how you did it?
I don't think I can give you an example of overachieving owners' expectations because they're always very high. There is a joke in the business broking community that the fastest way to value the business is to ask the owner how much he wants for it and then multiply it by 0.7. Some even say half it. But I can give you examples of good and quick sales. And one that comes to mind is one of the fastest sales of the business we had was $1 million business. It was a manufacturing business. And from the day that we were appointed until the day that the money was in the bank and handover started was 4 weeks. Prior to that, the accountant was trying to sell this business. The owner's accountant was trying to sell the business. They had it on the market for 6 months. They had one offer of $700,000, and that fall over during the due diligence. And what they've done wrong was pretty much not one thing, but many wrong things. Once when they've played them right, the successful sale was achieved. We actually went directly to competitors, and competitor ended up buying a business. We prepared this business very well before we went on the market, and the documents and presentation of this business. And the reason why this owner was selling a business because he was seriously ill. But they were trying not to disclose that because they were afraid that the buyers will use that against them during the negotiations. Opposite is actually the truth. Once when we disclosed the real reason why they're selling the business, the buyers were confident there's no nothing hidden or nothing funny going on in the background, and they were more confident in buying the business. And as I said, in 4 weeks we managed to secure $1 million sale.
Well done.
Thank you.
And what costs are there involved in selling a business?
There are many costs that are involved with selling a business. One obvious one that comes to anyone's mind when they're thinking about it, agents' commissions here in New South Wales is between 3 to 10%, depending on the size and type of the business, and the agents as well. Next big cost is capital gains, and you should really take the advice from the specialist on the capital gain as early as you possibly can before you take it to the market, because there's a certain structures and certain things that you can do in advance to actually minimize that cost, but sometimes time is needed. Then you've got a legal cost, a lease transfers, fees and charges, paying of the accounts payables, workers' entitlements. In case of the franchises, there are exit fees and training fees. So there are many costs involved with the business, and good practice is to really make a list of anything that can come to your mind that you think that potentially could be cost to you when you sell the business. Then take that list to your accountant to double-check it, add or subtract any of the items that you put in. And before you go on the market, make sure that you know how much money you will end up with once in your pocket once when you actually complete the sale. Because that figure, it could be decision maker for you. Do you want to sell the business or not sell the business? And it's really good to know way in advance, is the sale of the business going to help you achieve the reasons why you're actually selling the business.
So if someone is serious about selling their business, what was the first step that you'd recommend that they take?
Get informed about the process. Get to understand the process of selling. Get educated about it. Most of the business sale that didn't bring satisfactory results that I have seen were because the owner made some fundamental mistakes and errors that could easily be avoided if the owner was informed and educated properly. And the difference can be measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Now, there are a lot of people giving advice on selling businesses out there. How can you tell the difference between the good and the bad ones?
Most of the people that have a successful business have done that because of their hard work and their talent, but they also done it because of their gut feeling and instincts. So rely on those gut feelings and instincts when you're talking to people. Ask yourself also if the people giving you advice telling you what you want to hear or what you really need to know. Choose the advisor and the agent that you're comfortable with. It's a teamwork. When I'm selling a business, I can't do it without the business owner, and the business owner can't do it without me. So we need to be compatible with each other and be able to work with each other. And remember, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't true. And most importantly, ask for the references. And not only for people that have sold a business for in the past, but more importantly, ask them for the references for people that they currently sell the business but they haven't sold for. And if they give you somebody that they've been trying to sell a business for 6 months and that person is very happy with them because they report often, they keep them in touch, and they believe that the agent's doing the best possible to secure the good sales for them, they're the people for the job.
So are there other resources you'd recommend for those seeking help on selling their business?
Look, no specific resources, but books and magazines tend to be a good source of information. Through your life as a business owner, always try to educate and read about the business sales process and the business sales value. Internet is a very good and very large source of information on this subject. Just a word of warning, be careful. Everybody is a publisher on the internet, so pick the reliable sites, pick the reliable authors on the internet. Don't rely just about on everything that you see and hear on the net. And another good source of information about selling a business is find a business owner that has sold their business and then talk to them. Ask them what did they like about selling business, what they didn't like, what would they recommend, what they would not recommend. And if you can't find anybody who has sold a business in the past. Just go on the internet, find some of the private sellers, give them a call. These are the people that are currently selling a business, and have a chat with them. They will share their experience with you, and that could be very, very, very valuable information to you. Also, get independent advice. Don't talk just to your accountant, but get an accountant that's fully independent. Don't only ask a business broker or business agent to value the business, but employ the services of the business valuer who will not sell your business, because it will be more independent and will come with the more realistic value of your business.
Zoran, can people contact you for advice?
Absolutely, and any time. Look, more than happy to talk to anybody who's got any questions on business valuations or business sales without any obligations at all. Phone number that we can be reached on is 1-800-VALUE-1. That's 1-800-word-value and then number 1. Our website is xellusive.com.au, and it's spelled xcellusive.com.au. And if everything else fails, just Google Zoran Business Broker. First 5 to 10 results is going to be our blogs and websites and articles we wrote. Find the contact details there and give me a call anytime you want, and I'm quite happy to talk to anybody who needs who's got either general question or specific questions, or just need a little bit of friendly advice. More than happy to help without any obligation.
Zoran, thank you for your time today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Zoran Sarabaca is the principal of Xellusive Business Brokers. His website is www.xellusive.com.au. That's XCLLUSIVE.com.au. And thank you everyone else for their participation today in this Australian Business Coaching Club teleclass. And you can visit us at our website at www.australianbusinesscoachingclub.com.au. May your business be as you plan it. Thank you.
That was a telephone interview of Zoran Sarabaca, Principal of Xellusive Business Agency, conducted by business coach and marketing advisor Dr. Greg Chapman. To find more materials from Dr. Greg Chapman, visit gregchapman.biz. To contact Zoran Sarabaca, visit xellusive.com.au. Thank you for listening.